Well, hello everybody and welcome to the fourth leg of our round the world tour in our PMDG DC-6 Alpha. Today we're going from Japan to Manila in the Philippines. And this is the first flight I'm going to be making without the assistance of my flight engineer artificial intelligence assistant. So we'll see how this goes. Get an aircraft started up, move out to the runway, and be on our way. Okay, let's start number 4. Looks like it's starting to stabilize nicely. And 3 and 4 are running, so on to number 2. And put conditioner to full rich. Fuel pump boost on. And both. And finally, engine number 1. Yeah, so far so good. And we're about ready. We'll get the landing lights on. Just about ready to start moving here. Get our aircraft turned around and heading in the right direction. And it looks like we're going to be number 2 for takeoff. We've got a 737 pulling up to the runway right now. Let's check, make sure our first waypoint is set. Yeah, make sure flaps are set to 20%. Cow flaps are in the takeoff position. 30 inches. Stabilize. And go full power. And looks like I overdid it. But we'll be able to get in the air. Engines don't like being overboosted. And took my eyes off the runway for just a second to see what happens. Can't do that with this airplane. But we're in the air and on our way. The engines did not like that overboost. We'll get them settled down here. There we go. Alright, gears up. Flaps are up. Got the landing lights turned off here in a second. And we'll get turned to our first heading and head for the Philippines. I was hoping to do a flyby at Mount Fuji, but unfortunately with the weather, you can't even see it. Got our fuel tank selectors. And now you get to see what my co-pilot can see. Cow flaps set to cruise. So as we say goodbye to Japanese Isles and head for the Philippines, let's find out a little bit about where we're going. Manila, which is the city we're going to, is the national capital region of the Philippines. It's the most densely populated metropolis on the planet. Manila is the capital of the Philippines archipelago, and the greater city area is home to some 20 million residents. Set on Manila Bay, the sprawling city began in its present form as a number of residential suburbs, wow, can't talk today, based around the walled Spanish Jesuit settlement of Intramural, originally built to keep out pirates and rebellious tribes during the Spanish colonization of the region. The history of the settlement in Manila's region goes back roughly 1,000 years to the Tondo people's occupation of the land. By the late 15th century, the town was a fortified Muslim trading hub built on the remains of many previous towns and ruled by the Brunei Sultanate. For a short time in the 14th century, the sparsely inhabited area became a province of the Hindu-Indonesian Majapahit Empire. The several different dynasties that ruled the region made it easier for Spanish colonists to employ a divide and conquer strategy after their arrival. Earliest records suggest that the name of the area might have come from a local dialect, with Manila, meaning there is a Nile tree over there. The great Portuguese explorer and mariner Ferdinand Magellan was the first European to set forth on the islands in the early 16th century, and it took the Spanish Empire another 50 years or so to arrive in force and face off the city's Muslim defenders. Led by Miguel Lopez de la Gaspi, excuse my pronunciation, the Spanish conquered the region at the battle in 1571, Bancuse Channel, using muskets and cannons against arrows and spears. Legazpi claimed the islands for the Spanish Empire, thus beginning over 300 years of colonization and ultimately establishing Manila as the administrative center. Further armed troops in the region put down local resistance, and Jesuit missionaries roamed the countryside, converting the native population to Roman Catholicism. The Philippines became an outpost of the Mexican colony of Spain, named after King Philip II of Spain. Manila grew as an important maritime trade center for Chinese porcelain and other goods being shipped across the Pacific to Mexico, onwards to Europe. Aside from a brief attempt by the Chinese to take over the colony and even briefer attempt by the Dutch, and 2 years under British rule, Manila's history saw it develop as a colonial trading hub over the years. However, by the beginning of the 19th century, all Spain's colonies were in disarray due to corrupt administration, opening opportunities for educated Filipino patriots intent on revolution. In the final years of the Spanish rule, the country's present national hero emerged, challenging colonial rule with his political writings. José Mercado y Alonso Rolando was an educated Filipino who was put on trial and executed in 1896 for his part in the revolutionary Katipunan movement. Today his name is found throughout the city and country, including a park and museum within the city's historical core of Intramuros. By the year 1898, Spain was at war with America, and after a heavy defeat at the Battle of Manila Bay during that year, relinquished her colony to the Americans. American colonization introduced the English language, a reform of the educational system, Western culture, and various democratic processes, as well as modern roads, bridges, and architectural styles. Manila expanded in every direction, and the USA government committed its independence for the island nation within 10 years of 1935. In its early 20th century years, the Philippines was the toast of Southeast Asia, known as the Pearl of the Orient, although these days that is perhaps something of a stretch of anyone's imagination. Today, Manila is a somewhat schizophrenic city comprising gargantuan shopping malls, visible slums, and the restored Intramuros district. This is the sole remaining historical quarter of the city, with most other buildings not surviving the earthquakes and hurricanes that periodically hit the city. So, as we prepare to pull into Manila Airport, that is your snippet of history, and I hope you enjoyed it. And it's been a nice flight with we've got the luck of the Irish with us, so we get to have a straight-in approach. best here to give everybody a nice, smooth landing. That was so sweet. I'm not even sure the people in the back felt it. Welcome to Manila. And as we pull up to the gate here, I just want to take an opportunity to thank everybody for joining us on our trip, and certainly hope that you enjoyed, had a peaceful ride. And I certainly do hope that you'll join us on the next leg of our journey, our around the world tour, as we go from the Philippines to Singapore. So, until next time, safe journeys and safe flying.